archives of Prasar Bharati presents the timeless treasure of golden era.
Earth, ocean, air, night, mountains, winds, thy star, are at thy beck and bidding, child of clay. Before thee as thy guest, their spirits are. What wouldest thou with us, son of mortals, say?
From Port Blair to Campbell Bay, Curtsey, a Coast Guard vessel. One ponders over the origin of the word Nicobar. Well, it appears the bare truth is that the Nicobar Islands have often been referred to as a land of the naked people. Marco Polo's Nicobaron is obviously an ancestor of the 15th century Portuguese Nicobar and the modern Nicobar. The Nicobar group has 19 islands in all, a dozen of which are inhabited. The total area of the Nicobars, 635 square miles, of which one island alone, Great Nicobar, covers 333 square miles. 150 kilometers south of Little Andamans, across the 10-degree channel which separates the Andamans from the Nicobars, lies the northernmost island in the Nicobar chain, Car Nicobar. Great Nicobar, 30 miles in length, but its breadth varies between 7 and 14 miles, and replete with tortuous passages and winding roads, all of them en route to Pygmalion Point. Pygmalion Point, now known as Indira Point after the visit of the former Indian Prime Minister, the late Mrs. Indira Gandhi. This happens to be the southernmost tip of the Andaman and Nicobar group of islands. A lighthouse stands somberly in the distance. A geodetic survey conducted by an international team of scientists some years ago revealed that
A vast undersea valley, 600 miles long, 25 miles wide, and surrounded by towering mountain peaks, lies buried approximately 1 to 3 miles under the sea. The valley is part of the volcanic arc, which includes Krakatoa, famous for its catastrophic explosion of the last century.
that is what lies thousands of fathoms below the surface of the sea. Nearer the surface, beneath the waves, lapping the shores of these many islands, is what not only the islanders, but we too could eat by way of seafood. Apart from tuna, sardines, pomfret and hilsa, there are crabs aplenty. In Car Nicobar, incidentally, there are structures of poles on the coast upon which small boats are perched, full of food offerings kept for strangers from other lands. The Nicobarese, wary as they were of strangers, would hope in the early days that the visiting foreigners would accept the food and return home without disturbing their peace. Today, this custom has become an annual festival called Kavaigan, which literally means sending away the aliens back to their native lands. A great deal of work is actually underway in Great Nicobar. Under the National Rural Development Project, road building gets top priority. The idea is to connect remote villages in as comfortable a manner as possible. Sea gravel, utilized for making roads. Brought from Coral Island with a view towards constructing roadways that are easily accessible. The sea thus lends a helping hand that begins with food and ends with roads, including in its wake all kinds of handicrafts, inevitably bearing its unmistakable stamp. The Rudraksha tree, found solely in Great Nicobar. As part of a continuing afforestation project, an intricate germination and plantation program is underway. A Nicobari village, a typical village hut on piles to safeguard against the disastrous consequences wrought by incessant rain. Sea turtles, often enough objects for gourmandization. And then back towards Campbell Bay. Since Campbell Bay becomes frighteningly aggressive during foul weather, a breakwater construction was sanctioned in April 1982. This rubble mound breakwater is being constructed over a length of 1,150 meters. The dance of the settlers. From Ranchi, from Allahabad, from Jamshedpur they came and made the Great Nicobar their home. mostly ex-servicemen. They are often busy with coconut plantation. Copra from the coconut fibers is an important item of export. In the interiors live the Shompens, the aboriginals of Great Nicobar. Possessed of a gentle shyness, the Shompens have a Malayan trait which in all probability is mixed with the Dravidian. In the olden days, the Shompen men used to literally go about in their birthday suits. But today, they wear a kind of loincloth. The women wear a kind of petticoat made of bark cloth. The food of the Shompens, like most of the Great Nicobarese, consists mostly of bananas, coconuts, and various kinds of tubers. Sometimes, however, the stray pig may fall a prey to a Shompen in search of meat. Car Nicobar, a different environment, a different setting. The Moose and the Tamalu villages, 2 of the 48 villages on the island. The raised huts. Preparing the pob, local cigars to the uninitiated. Mixing flour from the huge pandanus fruits, each one weighing as much as 20 kilograms. The cemetery used to bury the dead. Yes, the villagers are virtually all Christians. It was an Indian from Madras, Veerappan Solomon, and his pupil John Richardson, later to become representatives of the Andaman and Nicobars in the first Lok Sabha, who were mainly responsible for spreading Christianity among the islanders. The cemetery. Death coexisting with the newborn. Next to the cemetery is a birth house, where the community takes care of mothers-to-be. And the husbands must never exert themselves after the delivery, for that is supposed to affect the baby's health. Coconut trees everywhere. Why, of course, for coconuts are used for almost everything. For food, the islanders eat its fruit and drink its milk. For oil, shredded coconut is heated, wrapped in palm leaf and then squeezed by a unique communal lever to extract the oil. For toddy from the flowers, to making thatch from the leaves. For basket weaving, an activity synonymous with concentration. For mat making, a prerogative of the women folk. For clothing of a specific kind. For palm leaf ornaments, worn often enough by an ostentatious Nicobari lass. Yet under the Thakoi taboo, there are some coconut plantations where no collection is permitted and any offender is severely punished. The Kar Nicobaris are a gregarious people. They love to sing and they love to skip the light fantastic. Consider the bird hunter's dance. Lyrical, delicate, metonymic. Or for that matter, the dance performed solely by women. A ritual bout of wrestling. Then the canoe race with war canoes. For the young boys, the race is on sand. The young are not allowed to venture out into the sea. And there are modern amenities too. A general hospital, an adult education center, a TV relay station. The sun on the verge of curling up to sleep. The waves gently rocking, singing a lullaby to the sea. How many more intrusions from the mainland, they seem to ask. would the primal innocence of this island and the other islands be eventually destroyed? Perhaps we should heed the beacon of the lighthouse on the beach and maintain a safe distance. Perhaps we should wait and watch the sea as it turns hypnotic, mesmeric. Or does it seem to bid us adieu?